A report on the World Horse Welfare webinar with Dr. Sue Dyson, November 2020. In November 2020, Dr. Sue Dyson presented a webinar for the charity World Horse Welfare. The webinar was part of the World Horse Welfare series, Welfare Wednesdays, which can all be viewed for free on the World Horse Welfare website. Here are some key points around the Ridden Horse Pain Ethogram that was discussed in this webinar. 1. At the beginning of the webinar, 3/4 of the audience felt confident that they could recognise pain behaviour in their horses. I wonder how their views changed throughout the talk. 2. Research shows that owners commonly miss signs of pain and discomfort in their horses. 3. Dr. Sue Dyson and her team have developed a Ridden Horse Pain Ethogram. This is effectively a checklist of 24 behaviours. A horse who scores 8 or more of these behaviours is highly likely to be experiencing musculoskeletal pain. 4. The ethogram was developed through analysing the behaviour of mildly lame, that's 2/10 or less, and non-lame horses. In many cases, the same horse was evaluated before and after nerve blocks which alleviated the pain. 5. The Ridden Horse Pain Ethogram was validated using trained assessors who'd learned to use the system. 6. Further research suggests that vets and other non-trained assessors can also use the ethogram effectively. 7. Misinterpreting pain as bad behaviour is relevant in terms of welfare and performance. 8. Research published in 2020 shows that owners continue to miss signs of pain in the ridden horse. Here's the list of 24 behaviours in the Ridden Horse Pain Ethogram. Before you start worrying that any one of these behaviours suggests your horse is in pain, remember that the research suggests that showing 8 or more of these behaviours is what's relevant in terms of musculoskeletal pain. We start with facial markers. 1. The ears rotated back behind the vertical or flat, both or one only, for 5 or more seconds, or repeatedly laying the ears flat. 2. The eyelids closed or half closed for 2 to 5 seconds. 3. Sclera, that's the white of the eye, repeatedly exposed. 4. An intense stare for 5 or more seconds. 5. The mouth opening and shutting repeatedly with separation of teeth for 10 or more seconds. 6. The tongue exposed, protruding or hanging out, and or moving in and out. 7. The bit pulled through the mouth on one side, left or right. Then we move on to body markers. 8. Repeated changes of head position, up and down, but not in rhythm with the trot. 9. Head tilted, repeated. 10. Head in front of vertical, more than 30 degrees, for 10 or more seconds. 11. Head behind the vertical for 10 or more seconds. 12. Head position changes regularly, tossed or twisted from side to side, corrected constantly. 13. Tail clamped tightly to middle or held to one side. 14. Tail swishing, large movements, repeatedly up and down or side to side or circular, and during transitions. Lastly, we move on to gait markers. 15. A rushed gait, frequency of trot steps greater than 40 in 15 seconds, irregular rhythm in trot or canter, repeated changes of speed in trot or canter. 16. Gait too slow, frequency of trot steps less than 35 in 15 seconds, passage-like trot. 17. Hind limbs do not follow tracks of forelimbs but deviated to left or right, on 3 tracks in trot or canter. 18. Canter repeated strike off wrong leg, change of leg in front and or behind, disunited. 19. Spontaneous changes of gait, for example, breaks from canter to trot or trot to canter. 20. Stumbles or trips repeatedly, repeated hind limb toe drag. 21. Sudden change of direction, against rider direction, spooking. 22. Reluctant to move forward, has to be kicked without verbal or with has to be kicked with or without verbal encouragement, stops spontaneously. 23. Rearing, both forelimbs off the ground. 24. Bucking or kicking backwards, one or both hind limbs. One more reminder, the research shows that a horse who shows 8 or more of these behaviours is highly likely to be experiencing musculoskeletal pain. I'm extremely grateful to Dr. Sue Dyson and to World Horse Welfare for sharing this information. I hope you find it helpful with your own horses or those you work with. I'm Sue Palmer, and my mission is to inspire compassion through sharing knowledge, experience and understanding. If you have a question you'd like answered, please get in touch. I'm an ACPAT and RAMP registered chartered physiotherapist, a British Horse Society Stage 3 coach in complete horsemanship, and an intelligent horsemanship recommended trainer. If you'd like to hear more from me, you can find The Horse Physio on Facebook and YouTube. Visit www.thehorsephysio.co.uk and check out my books, Understanding Horse Performance, Brain Pain or Training, and Horse Massage for Horse Owners. Thanks for listening.